living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.
The afternoon weather had turned out incredibly beautiful as we entered the 30-mile-long Tracy Arm Fjord on board the Carnival Spirit. 2 sets of excursions had been offered for up-close glacier viewing, and also, I hoped, some wildlife viewing as well. I watched as the first round of excursion catamarans tendered to the ship and then departed for the glaciers. After seeing off all of the first round excursion catamarans, the Carnival Spirit continued through Tracy Arm Fjord. I stopped at Guy's Burger Joint for dinner, then headed back to my room to layer up for the cold winds that come off the glaciers. And almost before I knew it, we had met in one of the theaters, been divided into groups, boarded our catamarans, and waved goodbye to the ship. Right off, we saw a bald eagle flying above us. As the catamaran moved closer to the glacier, the number of little ice chunks increased, as did the harbor seal sightings. These protected tide waters near the glaciers are where the harbor seals come to give birth to their pups. They also stay around for a while to teach them how to swim and hunt for food and stay out of danger. The baby seals were so cute. When we got near the first glacier, we heard a crack like a lightning strike or a tree breaking. It was very, very loud. And then we saw some calving from the glacier. I was not able to get that on video. The air temperature had dropped drastically the closer we got to the glacier, and the wind had really picked up by that point. I think I might sound like a broken record on probably every one of my Alaska videos because the pictures absolutely do not do this land justice. You have to see it for yourself. It is so big, it is so blue. The nuance of the light going through the ice is just absolutely spectacular. We spotted the other excursion catamaran once or twice on our trip. Looking at them, I could understand how small we must also look. We saw lots more mamas and babies sunning themselves on the ice floe. I just couldn't get enough of those cute little baby seals. They were absolutely everywhere. And then we were off heading to the second glacier. I really liked the middle part of this excursion too. I love being on the water, I love being on boats, and the catamaran glided effortlessly through the fjord as it navigated through the ice floe. For much of the time, I just stood in awe of the beauty and the size of the lands we were sailing through. The second glacier was much taller than the first, and the tidewater area was much, much colder. You can see right here a good example of how the melted glacial water can cut through the rocks. I think it probably takes a while though. Looking for mountain goats, I found 4 on this cliffside. They were even harder to spot in person. After a while, our captain turned the excursion catamaran back around, and I suspected we were heading back toward the Carnival Spirit. I had really enjoyed this excursion. I think it was probably one of my top 5 catamaran excursions ever. I got lost in thought a little bit on the way back to the ship, thinking about how amazing it is to be able to explore like this. If you have a chance to take one of these tendered catamaran excursions off of an Alaskan cruise ship, I hope you consider it. It was an amazing way to see the glaciers, the wildlife, and a piece of this big, big country. Now, I don't know about you, but in my daily life, I don't get a lot of opportunities to sail by dazzling sapphire blue sea ice all of the time. We have to take these opportunities when they present themselves. The captain had one more surprise for us. We could hear the thunderous crashing of the waterfall before we even saw it. It was simply stunning. And we were so close, at one point we were almost in the waterfall. Heading back to the Carnival Spirit, we saw another bald eagle perched on top of an ice floe. Then we spotted our ship across the fjord, and before too long, we were coming right up alongside her. It was past 9 o'clock in the Arctic evening, and I couldn't help but think what an amazing day I had had. Later, it was about 11:30 when I was standing on the veranda before I called it a day. The alpenglow was beautiful. Good night, Alaska. Thank you for being such a wonderful hostess to me during my visit. I really hope that we meet again soon.
Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days.